guys, SwansAwayDays here, back again for another video. I'm back again for the second South Wales derby of the season. It's Cardiff City v Swansea City at the Cardiff City Stadium. Now, we all know what happened in October when the Swans beat Cardiff 1-0. Ben Wilmot with a great head and a great run, which sent Swansea fans into absolute mayhem. We dominated that day, and we should have scored more than one, but I can't see Cardiff being as poor as they were in October. But obviously they got a new boss, very inconsistent results, but I'm sure they'll be turning up for the derby day, and Swansea have got to be careful, especially away from home. Let's go on to Cardiff's last game. Cardiff's last game was a 6-1 defeat to QPR. I won't be talking about the FA Cup really, because they made a lot of changes while they drew to Carlisle, but they lost 6-1 to QPR. Now, they were rubbish that day. I know we lost to QPR, but I'm speaking from a championship way, but they were really poor against QPR. They lacked effort, they lacked fight, determination, so they were very poor. And I'm sure Neil Harris would have got into them after the game or even half-time. I'm sure he doesn't want to repeat of that Sunday, especially for a derby, and I think Cardiff are sold out as well, so it'll be a packed house at the Cardiff City Stadium. So I don't think Neil Harris will want that again, and if it does happen, he'll go absolutely AWOL. But Will Volk scored their only goal, but he doesn't really start, so I can't see him starting against Swansea anyway. For us, our last championship game was if I can remember, we obviously we lost 5-1 to QPR, which is disappointing, but our last championship game was a 1-0 home victory against Charlton Athletic. Now, that was a good game. Should have scored more. First half, we were playing some magnificent football. Danders turned into Indian Messi, and we were really controlling the game. The second half, then we sat back and Charlton back in the game, and if Charlton had a fully fit squad, they possibly could have got something out of that game. But luckily for us, they've got a lot of injuries, and thankfully, we pulled away with a 1-0 victory. We're in the playoffs at the minute. Cardiff aren't too far off the playoffs, but they do need to start winning some games to get in and around the playoffs if they do want to push for promotion. Obviously, like I said, it's a derby game, so form can't really go into it. Cardiff obviously appointed a new boss shortly after the South Wales derby in October. Obviously, they got rid of Neil Warnock, who he left on his own terms, and got Neil Harris in. He hasn't done the worst job, Neil Harris, but again, Cardiff fans have been reading a few stuff on like forums and stuff like that, and they're not that happy with Neil Harris. His football's pretty dire again, apparently. They play a lot of long balls, so... I also read a quote from Neil Harris in his press conference saying they need to be on the front foot. Now, don't get me wrong, Cardiff do have to go on the front foot against the Swans, but the way they play football, you won't be on the front foot. The way we play football, we'll probably be the ones attacking the most, but let's go on to team news anyway. For Cardiff, they'll be without Joe Rolls, who is still recovering from a hand injury. Matthew Connolly is being assessed. Nathaniel Mendes lines out for the season. Isaac Vassell has been out since August. For Swansea, Mike van der Horn, still no update on him really. Keith Cooper said in his press conference yesterday that he could be fit, but he doesn't know. He hasn't trained all week, but he's been training with a physio, so if Mike does play, he won't be 100% fit. Obviously, Joe Rodon's still injured. Mark Geehee and Ryan Brewster could potentially make debuts, but I think they'll both be on the bench. So it's a big game for those two if they do make an impact and come on, because it's a derby, their first game, so they will really have to impress. Score prediction time. No one got it right against QPR, and I don't blame you. Make sure you put your comments down below of your score prediction, and you will be featured for the next match preview, which will be against Wigan Athletic next Friday. I'm going to go on my team news and I'm going to say my score. For team news, in goal I'm going to go Freddie Woodman. Nordfeldt was pretty poor last week. Can't wait until he leaves. I don't want to sound mean, but at the end of the day, he's a very, very poor keeper. Right back, I'm going to go for Connor Roberts. Obviously, he'll be making his South Wales derby debut, hopefully anyway. With the full-back issues, our left-backs generally are really poor, and I don't think we can risk him in this game. Two centre-backs, I can go for Ben Cabango and Ben Wilmot. Obviously, got that new centre-half, Mark Geehee. Obviously, he could potentially make a debut, but I think it's a bit too soon for him, especially coming in yesterday. So I'm going to play two Bens at the back. So it's going to be a big day for Ben Cabango, really. He was brought up in Cardiff, apparently, so he's obviously going to have some Cardiff relations with his family, I'm sure, so it'll be a big day for him. Left back, I'm going to go for Cal Norton. Don't trust Jake Bedwell after last week. His abysmal performance does not deserve starting Declan John. He's really poor, so Two in midfield, I'm going for Byers and Grimes. Byers has improved in recent weeks, and it's great to see. He's been back on a score sheet last week, and he's looking a bit better. He's a bit more, his aggression's really improving, and I like to see that from Byers. That's the George Byers we want to see and love. Grimes next to him, he's been alright. Since we had a little outburst in November where Swansea fans were calling for injury dropped, including me, he's started to stabilise the performances, but still improvement needed. Right winger, I'm going to go for Andre Ayew, our most important player, and has to turn up on this day. When Andre turns up, we could be in... If Andre can turn up for this game, we will be a real danger. Andre, obviously one of the best players in the Championship, our best player by far. Incredible player. Way too good for this level, so... This potentially could be his last game, because who knows, it's obviously January transfer window, but hopefully he can make an impact. Cam, it's a tough choice between Jan Danda and Burson Selina for me. Danda played well against Charlton, but obviously his lack of physical presence could be a big danger, especially away from home. Selina's been off form, but I'm going to just go for Selina, just because on his day, he's arguably one of the most creative players in the Championship. We've just got to hope that Selina turns up, and at the end of the day, he's got to play in Cam. Left wing, I'm going to go for 35-year-old veteran winger Wayne Routledge. I think you've got to have either Routledge or Dyer, and I just think Dyer's a bit past it at the minute, so I'm going to go for Routledge. I know he's 35, but obviously, hopefully on the bench is like the Peterson who could potentially come on, but I think Routledge would do a good enough job. Up front, I'm going for Boha Baston. I'd really like to see him start, but his hold-up play's been alright recently. He's just, his finishing has been a bit off. And obviously on the bench, ending on like Ryan Brewster, Gee, Fulton, and stuff like that. Prediction, I'm going to go for a 1-1. It can go either way, really. Cardiff can get a few goals from set pieces and we can be poor, or we'll dominate. I'm just going to go for 1-1, play sensible. I'd probably take a point away from home as well. It stays unbeaten, but we could do the double over Cardiff, so hopefully we can. But I'm going to go for 1-1. Goal score for Cardiff. I always love a centre-half to score, so I'm going to go Bamba. For Swansea, it's going to be Swansea's main man, Andre Ayew. Anyway, I'm absolutely bricking it for Sunday. I started to watch highlights from October, and the way we play in October is really good. So I'd recommend you all to go and check it out. If you want to watch my vlog from Cardiff in October, go and check it out. I was watching it myself the other day, and some of the stuff was quite funny. Let's just hope we can get the win. I am going to the Cardiff City Stadium. Bus leaves 7:30 for me, so it's going to be a long day. It's a bit annoying how the police have organised it, but we can't really argue with the police. They obviously know best. So, safe journey up to every traveller and so on, so I hope you get there safe. It's going to be a packed house at the Cardiff City Stadium. Will Cardiff actually make some noise? We'll actually be able to find out. Obviously, their stadium's not the loudest. I'm not saying ours is the loudest, but at least we can generate an atmosphere for a derby. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. And Swansea City, come on boys, let's do the double, and do not let me down.
I need a one more chance, oh baby, let me show you. I need a one more chance, oh.